The family of cash, a beautiful rose is standing at the corner. She is a living in and out of tune. Hey you, you're losing, you're losing, you're losing, you're losing your mind. Hey you, you're losing, you're losing, you're losing, you're losing your mind.
I'm floating around 4 a.m.s, chilling out in the steak ends. That summer spring collection just got back, you're still on the same trends. I'm the same kid with the same friends, posted up in the same ends. Riding around in that A-Benz, I've got BBS, you got fake gems. Like a bass through like a rhino, smoked out, no pyro. Keep a mask up on me face, kid, and it's all black, gotta lie low. Drugs white albino, if you know then I know. Where did all of that time go? I see pyramids, no Cairo. I'm bold, I'm eager, she's loving my demeanor. I just did shrooms in Malibu and I'm seeing shit so clear. I'm an animal, hyena. I was mean but it just got meaner. As a kid I was always a leader, achieved that shit then it come back cleaner. I clean ya, I'm the boy, I'm the boss. I take all of the stock, I don't care what it cost. I put fire to crops, had to flip that rock of the Oz in me socks. 3-5 in me bills, when I walk in the gas like to give man chills. Too hard for the pills, you're never gonna see these bust down grills. I'm the hardest out of the century, these other man they can't step to me. No handout to give the extra fee, I'm the male version of ecstasy. Got a vendetta with a deputy, no debt on me cause you're dead to me. I'm walking around with no weaponry and no little shit, we're trying to mess me around.
Thank you so much. I thought it was banned. I got drinks on a house, nigga. This is still my city. I'm the mayor of Miami. Suck my dick.
Shout out my label, that's me. I'm in this bitch with TB. I'm in this bitch with 4 tray. I just pulled up me a A. Real nigga all in my face. 500 racks in my safe. 500 racks to the plug. What you know about showing love? What you know about pulling up? And building trucks. Make these bitches fall in love.
And you are not welcome in Miami Beach.
I thought we was banned for the club. What happened? Miami mayor, what's going on?
Niggas together, we came from the bottom. We used to wear each other. None of my niggas gon' fold. Couple pussy niggas told. They ain't my niggas no more.
Love speech. This is our year, our takeover.
It's on the house.
Thank you so much. I thought it was banned. You
Fold.
I'm just gonna say I didn't do it. I'm just gonna say that I didn't play the song. I don't find the song funny. I didn't think it was appropriate to do.
You gotta sacrifice that title. This is retarded. This is not funny. This is horrible. Guess you're not Top G anymore. Stole that shit. I'm Top G, nigga. I talk facts.
Tristan told me that SNEAKO played the song.
He was calling on it a couple things. SNEAKO does loads of clips insulting me all the time.
Let's work out this issue a little bit.
There's no issue.
They smile in my face is what I don't like. They steal your whole sound, that's a sound bite. The media crucify me like they did Christ.
I'm not fucking sorry for listening to a song. It's a fucking song.
A girl that run her mouth only out of spite.
Shock you like defibrillators, no style.
I can't relate, I'll always be the one. Drop down, yeah, the camera flash on. So stylish, baby tears are gone. Drop down, yeah, looking like an icon.
Isn't that beautiful how it looks?
This ain't cheddar, this quiche.
Got it, Mr. Ready, back. 90 seconds on my back. 30 seconds circulate. Fuck it to circulate. Do it to circulate. Take it to circulate. Call it to circulate. Write it to circulate.
For me, all eyes is on me. Won't tell no lies, won't hold my tongue. Don't cry for me. Chicago, I don't have no rival friends, I hang with the vultures. Big ass toaster, hit your whip and flip it over. Big old nigga, he's a big old goofy, Rudy Gobert. Jump off in that lane, you gon' get put on a poster. My Ferrari F8, Lamborghini Roadster. I turned 10 bricks into 12, them birds had a growth spurt.
You should check Sheikh Imran Hussein on Islamic eschatology on the Jar and the End of Times.
And I ghost her, yeah, out of here. Your boyfriend a gopher, I seen him out with her and pretend like I don't know her. I can't do no features with you, nigga, that's a no, sir. Hardest nigga on earth, I'm not really from earth. We gon' dial 911, I let off that clone first. I put in my own work, better do your homework. I can hear that money calling, I pick up the first ring. What you gon' charge an old man for that pussy, girl, don't hurt me.
Iced out all my scammer hoes, boost all the insurance up. Iced out all my ghetto hoes who turned into influencers. Smirkio, fuck that bitch.
What's good, everybody? How we doing? Love speech, GLM.
Joe City.
What up, Sultan, Riley Mud, Bolt, Fuzz, what's up to the members in the YouTube chat, Benjamin.
I'll set with this Cuban link, you think she was Cardi?
I got all signs.
What's up, Mubaz? What up? How I'm anti-Semitic, I just fucked a Jewish bitch, Hey, Z Waker, what's up?
This ain't Columbine, but we came in with the trenches. Cause a boyfriend bought that neck with the trenches. With the trenches. But I scratched another nigga, one up off my check with the trenches.
What up, what up, what up? What up, what up? Good to see everybody in here. Thanks for the sub. I think Kick is not working right now for people, but we're also on YouTube right now. How we doing? Why you look leaner? I'm fasting. I have been fasting. You guys fasting? It's I'm really hungry right now. It's working now? Okay, cool. I don't know why it's been down for the past, like, when I sparked yesterday and today. Do I look leaner? My dad said I lost weight. Good to be back. Good to be here. Well, yeah, it's World War III, day 2. So we have a lot to cover. It's going to be another long show. Yesterday, I did a 10.5 hour stream. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Nick and Knight. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. There's lots to talk about today. It is World War III, day 2. The world has responded to Israel and U.S.'s attack on Iran. Keir Starmer said that he joined. Trump has doubled down and said that more American troops are going to die. They announced from the Pentagon that 3 American soldiers died in the attack. And they know that more people are going to die for Israel. Not only that, you have Pakistan. And Pakistan, they are protesting and rioting outside the U.S. Embassy in their own country. People in Iraq are protesting. Things are escalating around the world. Putin has addressed that he is very against what's going on. So this is not going to end soon. It looks like this is going to definitely go for at least several weeks, if not more. And it's a reminder that this stuff is a forever war. This stuff is a forever war. It will never stop. The goal is not to find peace. It's to profit off of endless wars. And also, it's even greater than politics. It gets into eschatology, which we detailed a lot yesterday. Type of one, if you're going to be here for the whole stream, we go into why this transcends politics and why it gets into faith and the idea of greater Israel, Pax Judaica, the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and what it's really about. What it's really about on a major scale. So yesterday, it was a 10.5-hour stream. Not only that, around the world, there's been major developments. People have seen that Tel Aviv has been struck. The brightness is a little low. There we go. Tel Aviv looks like Gaza. And it's a good example of how Allah truly is the best of planners. They denied the genocide and they allowed this to go on for so long. And you look at footage of Tel Aviv right now, it looks identical to Gaza. Allahu Akbar! So I don't want to see innocent people die. But karma, some people will say. I don't believe in karma in that way, but Allah does work in, he does work in, I don't know, mysterious ways. There's 560 dead Americans. There's Jerusalem mail. There's a lot of mail. There's lots of stuff to cover. And not just from around the world. Also, I had responses from some people within the Trump administration. Laura Loomer, the known Jewish Zionist, she is a strange woman. People are saying that she is not allowed to purchase a weapon. She's been self-registered into an insane asylum 2 times. She's trying to get me banned on Kick. Very upset about the revenue I'm getting. And I did admit, last night I posted the revenue I got. And I'll show you again. And it is inviting evil eye, but it does piss off the people that probably deserve to get pissed off. So I'll show you what it's like from yesterday. Here's the Kick revenue. And I would allow it is going to invite evil eye, but good start to the month. Yesterday, 13.4K from Kick. Good start. So I think February in total was $180,000 on Kick. Obviously, we cross-stream on YouTube as well. So that's very good to see, $13,000 yesterday. They're getting it to the exact cent, trying to get me deplatformed, trying to take away my livelihood. Mashallah, love to see that. Just right now I'm trying to, maybe I shouldn't even get that specific, but I am saving up. I probably should get, I do need to expand. I'll say that. I'm not going to get too in-depth about that because they're trying to take away everything. I also got a response from Stephen Yaxley Lennon. He goes by a fake name of Tommy Robinson. Over here on Love Speech, you call him Tel Aviv Tommy or Tommy Rubenstein. This guy tweeted at me as well, and he's all over the Epstein files. So it's just crazy that people get implicated on this, which should be career ending. In a civilized society, a lot of these people would not even be able to interact within healthy society anymore. But here he is attacking me, and responded to him. Very easy ratio. Responded to Patrick Bet-David. Told him to go back to Iran. So now he's been begging for this war. He's an Iranian. He's a numbers guy. Okay, he got his war. So why not go home now? All the Iranians that were begging the U.S. to go fight their war, you got it, right? Khomeini was apparently assassinated, if that's true. You got it. So open invitation. The money that I made yesterday, $13,000 from one stream, 13.4. I have my DMs open for the Iranians in the West that were protesting, begging for us to go to war. I will pay for your coach class ticket straight home. Go back to Iran. You can go home now. Obviously, I'm happy. A lot of people are saying that their families are safe now. I'm happy for you. I'm glad they're in that situation. But people like PVD, time to go home, right? Go back home. You're in my country begging soldiers to die for you. You're not fighting the war. Time to get out. It's safe now, right? That's why you wanted this so bad. Or was it for other reasons? Was it for other nefarious reasons? Uh-oh, are we frozen? Is it freezing? Okay. And then there was an Austin shooting as well. I saw that. there was a false flag attack, allegedly, in my opinion, in Austin from a black guy, and apparently he had a Quran in his car. Oh no, he had a Quran in his car. Very convenient. Very smart of a Muslim terrorist to conveniently have a Quran in his car just to make sure that when he's arrested, they know exactly what religion he's part of. That's exactly what a Muslim terrorist thinks. Not only that, he has a shirt that says property of Allah. Super genius tactic. But no one believes it. I think everyone is seeing right through that, no matter what you think about Muslims or Islam. That one's so the most obvious. But they're getting really lazy with the false flag attacks. I think they got really cocky after, and Netanyahu was happy or saying that 9/11 was beneficial for him. I think they're getting really cocky with it and not, they're getting a little bit, what's this, lackadaisical, whatever. Yeah, Bonnie Beach is a good example of a terrible false flag attack.
Ruth the Sneak. It's so over.
It's not over. Gotta have hope. This is about the jaw of the Antichrist, but you cannot lose hope. It's not over. You're supposed to do the right thing. I'm starving right now. I don't know if you guys are fasting. I did not eat enough, and if I'm feeling lightheaded because I didn't eat enough. My stomach is feels small. Finish this food. When are you going back to Bosnia? I'm not sure. Right now, I need to be in America. My calling is here. With the alliance we have. Mosadef is okay. It's not a pork plate. This is halal. This is lamb from the halal cart. The fasting is getting brutal. If it's getting brutal, my stomach feels small. You need Swami, yeah. Watch Jerusalem hit. We're getting into all that. We're getting into all that stuff. Oh my God. The shooter's Twitter was found. Okay, we're going to detail all that stuff. All right. Slow down the mail time. Man. When SNEAKO becomes so anti-American? If it's anti-American to want the Epstein files released, if it's anti-American to not want regime change in Iran, if it's anti-American to not go to war, you can call me anti-American. Or you want me to, you think I'm going to argue? If it's anti-American to not support America working as a colony for Israel, then you can be pro-America. Okay? I am so pro-America, I don't want to see American soldiers die. So rest in peace. Quickly, people could say rest in peace for the American soldiers that died thinking that they were going to follow their ambitions of being a patriot, but ended up being deceived until their demise. These people thought that they were doing the right thing for their own country, and they didn't seem to realize that they were dying for people that think that they're Goyim. Some of them, maybe they just wanted to get a Dodge Charger. Maybe they wanted a little bit of money. But I think they really signed up because they thought they were doing the right thing. And rest in peace to them. I don't hold them responsible. I think a lot of people are. They fell for the propaganda, but their lives were spent to support the expansion of Israel, not for the greater good of America. That's not an anti-American position. I love this country, and I don't want to see people sign up for this. I'm not fucking dying for Israel. I don't know about you, but I'm not fucking dying for Israel. Thank you for the 50. Crime Peace, appreciate it so much. All right. Happy to be here. I'm going to do some calls today as well. I have some stuff planned, so stick around. Going to be great. Happy to see you guys. My team is not as active today. I have a lot of employees, and they're conveniently all busy today. So if there's a little bit of some hiccups or anything, I'm working as hard as I possibly can, putting my all into this. You guys see. Yeah, I'm glad you guys don't call me LazyCo anymore, but it's just, this is literally all I do. And shout out to Suleiman Ahmed. I was at a Twitter space at around 9 a.m. I didn't sleep until like 3 p.m. today. Slept a couple hours. I was preparing all the stream all afternoon. Slept for a couple hours, woke up, broke fast, and then immediately, well, I'm still breaking fast right now. Immediately went live, but there's so much to cover. I can't miss anything. So here we are. This is the full-time streamer SNEAKO. You guys wanted this for 4 years. You finally got it, huh? I think it did 213 hours or 210 hours or something in February. It's on the first day of March, so we're going to continue to keep working hard. Going to try to go live every single day. I think I've only missed 2 or 3 days so far this entire year. This is what it's like, me going full throttle. And I'm loving it so far. I've really been enjoying the streams. I've been enjoying interacting with the community. You know, it's been phenomenal. And also shout out to Bradley Martin yesterday. That was a good collab, good call. All right. So let's start with some of the internal issues before we get into World War III. Laura Loomer, okay, she said, okay, let's read the whole tweet from Laura Loomer. This is extremely funny. She's been trying to ruin my life for several years. I mean, a lot of them can join the list, a lot of these people, but what's unique to her is that Laura Loomer is plugged up in the Trump administration, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that she takes phone calls, that she calls Trump every night. I tweeted earlier that this is what Laura Loomer looks like when she's on FaceTime with Donald Trump. This is her serving face, calling up Trump to glaze him, to make him think that he's a great man doing the right thing. And I think that the look of resentment in these eyes is from the fact that Trump is never going to sleep with her. You know, come on, look at you. Marjorie Taylor Greene was responding to Laura Loomer saying that 3 U.S. service members have been killed in action as part of Operation Epic Fury. Epic Fury! Epic, dude! Epic Fury, dude! Helicopters! War! War, dude! She says, American heroes, God bless them and their families. Basically celebrating. Thanks for the 50, broski. We didn't want full-time streamer, SNEAKO. I want more short films this year, but I know what you got to do right now, along with Love Speech. Yeah, we're going to get to the films and stuff, but obviously it's like, dude, the streaming is where the energy is right now, is what I'm supposed to be doing. And Marjorie Taylor Greene responds and said, this bitch is celebrating the death of American military members and thanking their family for the blood sacrifice. Loomer lost 2 congressional races because nobody respected her or valued her enough to elect her. But this is who Trump takes late-night calls from and laps up her praise and worship. Loomer hated Charlie Kirk because he spoke out against war with Iran the same way I do. War with Iran is America last. And we voted against it the same way voters voted against Loomer twice. And now Americans are once again coming home in flag-draped coffins from another stupid, pointless foreign war for foreign regime change on behalf of Israel. And Laura Loomer demanded it and begged for it. Sign up for the military, Laura. Go to the front lines, Laura. Maybe then they'll give you a gun. Yeah. She can't buy a gun. She can't purchase a weapon, but she's the one telling the FBI that I need to get profiled. You don't love Trump enough unless you go fight for Iran yourself. Yeah, it's a message to all these people supporting this. One, the people, the Western Iranians begging for this war. One, you should now get out. Like, when are they going to go home? You got your war. You got what you wanted. Khomeini's assassinated, right? Allegedly. So go home. But second, for the people that keep on begging for this war, why don't you go put on a helmet and die instead of them? Instead of these young American troops, most of them young white Christians. You want war so bad, grab a gun, get in the helicopter, go, 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 go! That should be you. Go to the front lines. Or you're just going to tweet about it. You're going to make other people die for what you want. So she tweets a lot, but what does she say? Oh my God, I can't even find it. How much? She's a weird looking woman. You know, she kind of looks like a sleep paralysis demon, right? She literally does look like that witch offering that apple. She looks like She looks like Jigsaw. I want to play a game. Okay, hold on. I can't find it. God, damn, she tweets so fucking much. Well, here's that shooter. That Austin shooter. And she's saying, like, here's the Muslim terrorist from Senegal who opened fire on a bar in Austin, 3 dead and 14 more injured. It's time to ban Islam in America and mass deport all Muslims. Okay, you love Israel so much, why don't you go fucking live there? Get out of my country. I was born here. Yeah, it's just like, what an obvious false flag. Quran in his car with the hoodie says property of Allah. You know, this is how lazy Mossad's getting. They can't even hire an agent. They got a random homeless guy on the street, gave him $100 and a blunt. Gave him an AK, and then they do this. Rest in peace to the people involved. But come on, dude. Like, people, no one's falling for this anymore. Does anyone really believe this? If there's anyone that really still believes this, I think even, you know, there are a lot of people who hate Muslims on Kick and YouTube. Mostly Kick. But I think everyone knows. It's just property of Allah. Okay. So here's Loomer tweeting at me. She said, how come at SNEAKO? So I said, Tel Aviv looks just like Gaza. Allah is truly the best of planners.
First responders are currently digging through the debris to see if there are any other survivors.
SubhanAllah, doesn't that look identical to Gaza?
No, there were at least 20 people injured in this last barrage, and the building was on fire when we arrived. There is a huge response, but the incoming fire is making it challenging because these first responders have to keep running into shelters. We just saw.
Yeah. So Iran is not backing down at all. They're bragging about how many missiles have been launched, about Operation Epic Fury. Pete Hegseth, who has the Kafir tattoo on his arm, bragging. He changed the Secretary of Defense to the Secretary of War. They're bragging a lot, but Iran is not backing down. They are not backing down whatsoever. I don't know if people expected this to happen, especially them bragging about the Iron Dome. Doesn't look like it was super effective because this looks identical to Gaza. Allah truly is the best of planners. They plan, but Allah's the best of planners. And so she says, how come SNEAKO hasn't been investigated by the FBI, Loomer?
How come SNEAKO hasn't been investigated by the FBI? He radicalizes young men to convert to Islam and honors Islamic terrorism on his stream. Kick paid him over $166,000 last month.
That's why I know it invites evil eye. That's literally the proof of evil eye. If you don't know what that is, evil eye is the concept of showing things like wealth or showing things that you have good for you to the world. And then the people that hate you, the enemies, will start looking at you with seething jealousy and rage. And you're inviting them to try to attack you because they despise and they hate you so much. And so here we saw it right away. I showed my revenue to tell people to stop view botting because you can't bot revenue. You can bot viewers, but the revenue will not show for that. And here she is, super mad that SNEAKO is Muslim.
Why do you think Iran bombing the Gulf and Saudi, it created bad PR? Sunni NATO is the answer.
Okay, cool. He's a threat to our national security, in my opinion, celebrating Iranian RIRGC attacks in U.S. and U.S.-aligned countries. U.S.-aligned countries, a.k.a. Israel. I'm not supporting it. It's not support. It's so obvious. What do you think the FBI is going to do? What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, it's just, and look at the difference, right? She's plugged up with the Trump administration saying, now it's time to round up the Muslims before it's too late. You're not going to get deplatformed for that. Imagine if you swap this. Imagine you tweeted, I've been so vindicated. Now it's time to round up the Jews before it's too late. What's going to happen to your life? You get debanked, get deplatformed. Thanks for the sub, Yed the Man. I appreciate it. What did she say? There's another one. I want to read the last one where she's talking about Kick. Here it is. New at Bijan Tarani is the co-founder of Kick, a streaming platform. Bijan Tarani is Iranian, and all the Kick streamers are mostly paid via crypto. It's interesting to see Bijan celebrate the U.S. strikes on Iran that killed Khamenei because one of Kick's largest streamers is SNEAKO. Yep, get it right. You're right. I am. Good, Nangoy. A Muslim who lives in the United States who spent all of yesterday attacking the strikes in Iran and praising the Ayatollah. In this clip below, SNEAKO said everyone should pray during Ramadan for the Ayatollah to get the highest rank in paradise. I didn't say that. That's a straight up lie. I can sue you for that. I could sue you for that. I didn't say it. That's straight up defamation. Should I? In February, Kickbait SNEAKO. This is so fun.
In February, Kickbait SNEAKO $166,637.44.
No, bitch. It was $180,000. You're trying to get it specific to the cent. You missed the last day of the month where I made another 13.4. It's over 180K. And that's just on Kick. Remember, I cross-stream on YouTube. So get it right. Keep seething.
And 44 cents.
Yes, it's not, you're not encouraged to invite the evil eye on you, and I'm not doing this to brag or anything. I'm doing this to expose the view botting. But maybe there's something selfish there, but seeing these people just get so outraged, that is a little bit, and it's not right, but it is a little hilarious to see, see these war-supporting Jews like that, like Laura Loomer, get extremely upset.
Most of his streams focus on anti-American topics.
And he spends a lot of time trying to recruit men to convert to Islam. In the past, SNEAKO's also praised Osama bin Laden. Why is Kick paying Muslim streamers to simp for the Iranian regime and promote Islamic terrorists? This is alarming and quite hypocritical. Blah, blah, blah. I like to see what Bijan says. Does Kick stand by the streamers promoting Islamic terrorist regime of Iran? And he should be investigated by the FBI and the DOJ. Should be investigated by the DOJ. Okay. You're not even allowed to buy a weapon. You're not even allowed to buy a weapon. You know, I came back from London yesterday. I didn't even get stopped in the airport. Usually I get interrogated and they search everything. I get questioned. Nothing happened. Walk right through. Welcome home, sir. You're born in America. Welcome home, sir. I said, welcome home. Nodded my head. Came right back in. What are you going to do about it? You're going to try to deport me? What are you going to do? Try to get the FBI and the DOJ to do your dirty work? This is what these people do. Begging people to go to war for her, to support her war for Israel. You know, happy that people are dying, that American soldiers are dying for the Jewish supremacists in Israel. Not only that, like when she's mad about how much money I'm making, and she's trying to get the FBI and the DOJ to do it. But they're never going to do anything themselves. You know, people put death threats on you. They're not going to, like, they never do anything themselves. They just try to, it's like snitching to the police. Like, or not even that, it's like a middle schooler telling the principal on you. And yeah, I wasn't worried about this. And the reason why, thank you, Dane, saying sue that lady. He says, Bijan says, Kick is a true free speech platform. Our team has no political bias and moderation. While my opinion on this clip is clear, we may as well ban politics entirely if we ban everything we disagree with. Eat dick. That's tough! Shout out to Bijan. And I'm happy for him, man. He's happy that he's saying his family is able to safely return to Iran now. I'm happy for him. Yesterday, I said a prayer, and people were saying that, you know, I'm praying directly for Khomeini and this stuff. I said I'm hoping if he is martyred, because what we're supposed to believe is that if you're martyred, that you get the highest rank in heaven. But also, I'm saying a prayer because I knew the repercussions that this was going to have on the whole world, and we're going to detail that in the stream today. Right? Khomeini getting assassinated by the U.S.-Israel empire means that the rest of the world will have a ripple effect that we'll see. There's going to be violence everywhere. There's going to be protests. There's going to be more countries getting involved. Keir Starmer said he's joining. Macron saying France is getting involved. This is the catalyst for an event like World War III. Khomeini getting assassinated is similar to Franz Ferdinand getting assassinated in World War I, and that being the catalyst for global warfare. It's the same thing with Khomeini. I saw that happen, and I say a prayer for the world. Not just for the Ummah, but for all the countries, the innocent lives are going to be taken. You could see something like that and you know the repercussions that are going to happen. You see how that's a major domino effect. And people say, oh, it's performative and stuff. The thing is, I think people see it as performative because maybe they don't pray often, but in Ramadan, I'm supposed to pray 5 times a day. Obviously, I'm not going to pretend like it's been I've been trying my best. It's probably, if we're being realistic, it's probably been like 3 or 4. You know, sometimes I do sleep through Asr prayer. You know, I shouldn't admit that, but I'm an honest person. But I've been praying a lot more. Tarawih prayers every night. You're supposed to pray for, like, there's Qiyam prayer, there's Witr. There's a lot of praying. And so prayer is just a part of life. And I think when people see that and they're not used to seeing people keep that as a daily part of their routine, they're like, oh, this is it's only performative if you don't do it. If you see it as something foreign, what does it say about you? If you think a prayer is something abnormal and strange, I think that puts up a mirror to your own life. Maybe you should pray more. When you see major world events like this and you see how the world is going to suffer because the Jewish supremacists in Israel want to expand into greater Israel, I mean, I think it's completely valid. If not, like, when would you pray in a time that's not more? When is a more fitting time to say a little prayer? But shout out to Bijan for that. I appreciate it. Kick. There's free speech over here on Kick. And what I like about this, and maybe it's another reason to justify showing my revenue to prove I'm not botting, it also shows what Kick's about. It shows what free speech is about. You understand that this event here, or this little interaction, Bijan standing on toes, showing that Kick is not going to show political bias like Twitch does or other platforms, it sends a signal to other people what Kick is about. Bijan disagrees with me. I disagree with John. It doesn't mean that I have to hate him or he has to hate me or we have to try to destroy each other's lives. We could have a disagreement. Same way I've had a disagreement with Osmongold and I still respect him. I think Osmongold is trying to do the best he can, but sometimes he makes errors. Am I trying to ruin his life? No. Is he trying to ruin mine? No. You could interact and have communication with people that are different from you. So other people are now going to realize that, okay, I don't need to be as scared as I was before if there's free speech on a place like Kick. I can be honest about my perception of the world without fear of cancellation. If I'm seeing that SNEAKO said something important, SNEAKO said what he believed, and Kick didn't punish him for it, even though people tied up with the Trump administration are trying to tag the FBI and get me banned. So this is good. This is another example of a domino effect that we'll see in streaming. Continuing on, I want to, before we get into all of the World War III news, let me pull up a little more of the responses to my stream from yesterday. I was tweeting a lot. I tweeted a lot. Okay, so yeah, Stephen Yaxley Lennon had got a brutal ratio on this IDF shill. So yeah, he's tweeting a clip of me praying. I realized here what was going to happen, so I just made a quick little prayer. And so Tommy Robinson, Stephen Yaxley Lennon says, "You rat." I'm getting really confident. You know, Stephen or Tommy Rubenstein, whatever you want to be addressed as, little man. Are you getting cocky now that there's war and people are distracted by the fact that your son that they're saying is dressing like a wigger, putting on a Nike Tech and throwing up this? Like a ute dem, a man dem too inconsiderate. Pretending to be a white first, British nationalist first. You know, I'm all about England. Allah, heard it is all. And then your son, Britain first. Your son seems like he's been captured by hip-hop culture. And people are saying, wait, you were begging me for money. Why are you spending that money on private jets for your son where he's flexing a chain? And the Instagram caption on his son's Instagram post, using money that Tommy Robinson was collecting from people who believe that he's a patriot, even though he's an IDF soldier tied up on the Epstein files, allegedly. They're like, wait, why is that money going?
Watch the video I put in Love Speech Community. It's a video of them hanging a fake child.
No one cares.
What? Do this, do that.
Shut up. The caption on his son's post is, "You're sitting in coach class. I'm in private jet. I'm in a private jet." Like just flexing, using the money that people donated to him. And yeah, and so this guy, this little midget man is getting cocky now. Like Epstein didn't call him a cheap whore. It wasn't exposed that Epstein called him a cheap whore, what, 3 weeks ago? This is a correspondence between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein sends him a picture of Tommy Robinson, of Stephen Yaxley Lennon. His fake name is Tommy Robinson to make him seem more British. British! Steve Bannon goes, "The backbone of England." Jeffrey Epstein goes, "That's why the pound's so low. He's cheap at any price. You're a cheap whore for the IDF. You're not Britain first. You're a cheap slave. You're a little Goyim slave for the IDF in Israel. You're not Britain first, and people know this now. You're spending Britain first money on your son's private jet so he could dress like Central C. You pretend to care about England. You're clearly, allegedly taking money from Israel just to spread hate on Muslims. You hide under the guise of being a British nationalist, and all you do is spread anti-Muslim propaganda. And people are saying it's because, you know, they know you in Luton, some Pakistanis were involved in some family stuff that I'm not going to get into right now. But just remember who you are. Epstein is calling you a cheap whore, little man. You didn't have all the security. Would you say this to my face like that? You would look me in the eye and say that there's no security that you walk around everywhere with? You would say that just like this? You're 5'7" and a cheap whore. Epstein was making fun of how cheap you are as a prostitute for him. This is who you are. This is what your legacy is. You're not like me. I'm not bought and sold like you. You're a shill for the people on the pedophile island. You're not Britain first. So I got the ratio, brutal ratio. Even though Tommy Robinson, if you remember, is getting promoted by Top Goy, by Elon Musk, the CEO of X. At 6.5, hit him with the 19K. Suck my dick. Another one. Quiet, little man. Keep talking on Twitter. You're going to tweet your way out of this, get people to forget who you are, being a little whore that Epstein is calling cheap. You're like, Tommy Robinson is not only a prostitute for Israel, he's a cheap one at that. That's why the pound is so low. He's a cheap little whore, a good little goy, good goy, quiet little man. Anyway. I want to go through a lot more of the tweets. I responded to PBD. Yeah, I've been trying to get these ratios in. Yeah, this was another good one. So Numbers Guy says, what happens next? I didn't even watch this video yet. He said, what happens next with Iran? So I just said, go back home now and figure it out for yourself. AK 13K. Yeah, go home now, PBD. I'm a numbers guy, right? You got what you wanted. Khamenei's been assassinated, allegedly. So go home. Okay, Iran, the Ayatollah. Okay, pull that up. So Iran is 80% this, that. You got it. You're not going to go fight in this war. Americans are dying fighting a war that you're pushing, all right? So you got what you want. Why are you still in my country? Leave. Leave. I'm going to apply pressure on these people because now that they got their war, right, they won. But you're not going to go here and think that people are just going to move on and forget who you are and what you've done. Let's see what he said here. I haven't even seen it yet.
Tell you what will happen to the economy. So the question is, what happens next with Iran?
The economy.
Sorry.
Well, they retaliate. What will happen to the economy? What will happen to oil, gas prices? What will happen to cyber attack? You know, what will they do with retaliation of disinformation camps? Especially that they lost their supreme leader and 40 leaders in their country. And they're doing a horrible job with diplomacy, losing Gulf states. Can you imagine if these Gulf states side with U.S. and not with them? They've been together for many, many years. For the most part, they're neutral. And Russia, China, you know, Turkey, how come they're not jumping in and helping out? So there's a couple things to be thinking about. They're threatening to hit Strait of Hormuz. And why should we at least entertain 10, 20% of that threat? Here's why. If you have kids, I got 4 of them. You know how sometimes one of the kids,
I'm a numbers guy.
The youngest one, they don't get something their way. What do? They break a toy for the other sibling. Like, you know what? Boom, they're going to throw it out or something. Temper tantrums, right? It looks like Iranians are having a temper tantrum right now. If you're going to do this, we're going to hurt our own allies, the Gulf states. No. They're bombing CIA headquarters in Dubai. They're bombing U.S. headquarters that are stationed in the Gulf region. It's not... He's saying that they're pouting. I don't think people understand how much the countries in the Middle East hate the U.S. bases, military bases that are all over the Middle East. They despise them. Nobody wants that there, especially they know, like, people in the Middle East...
The post isn't against Muslims. It was Jews hanging Goyim kids. It would help prove a point.
Okay, then just show it yourself and leave my stream and you promote it. They understand that the U.S. is a colony for Israel. That they're working not together, but for Israel. They despise the fact that U.S. has military bases here. So for the same reason that he's saying, Iranians, the majority of Iranians, 80%, okay, I'm a numbers guy, 80% support the assassination of Khamenei, okay? It's probably far more that are supporting the getting rid of the U.S. military bases in the Gulf states. All right? I'm a numbers guy. Zamani Khan, thanks for the gifted.
Oh, dumb. However, if they do hit the Strait of Hormuz, gas prices, I think Friday were $67 a barrel. It could hit 80 this week, 85 this week. That means gas could go up 30 to 50 cents. If they do attack Strait of Hormuz, just to kind of know what the economic effects will be for a month, it's 20 million barrels a day.
20 million, bro, he really, I thought the numbers guy thing was literally a meme. He actually bases his worldview on being a numbers guy. Like, how many more numbers?
1.2 billion dollars a day. Gas prices probably will go up $1 to $1.50 if they shut it down for a month. I don't see that happening. Food prices, there could be a little bit of delay, 2 to 3 months because of the way it works. Food has a delay on oil, gas prices going up. Okay. I don't know how much of that we're going to feel. Cyber attack, they could do it economically. Banking, we've never experienced that. We just have to keep a 1 to 5% possibility that they could retaliate. They actually have good hackers and teams that know how to do that. And
all tech teams in Israel.
They're going to go double down on disinformation. Social media, X, doing a bunch of things to create.
Just shut up. Just shut up and go to Iran.
Iran bombed a famous Dubai hotel, not a CIA-based retard. Do you ever do any research?
Yeah, I've done research. There wasn't just one attack in Dubai, dipshit. It wasn't just a hotel. It was also an airport and all over the Gulf region. It wasn't just a hotel. There's been a lot of bombs, a lot of missiles going on. Oh, they're in a hotel. Yeah, I'm not condoning that. But what do you think the strikes were about? The bullshit claim of 80% of Iranians want the regime is so dumb. Would there not be civil war now and regime overthrown 72 hours ago if that was true? I'm a numbers guy, okay? Yeah, no, you're just making that up out of thin air. He's probably using that stats based off of Iranians in the West. It's not. It's a pretty baseless claim. You know, 80%. Yeah, but that's what he said on Fox News earlier. We'll get into all that. I just don't want to hear him yap about numbers. I really just can't even. I just can't do it. What's Myron doing here? Okay, I want to go through Bro went to Party City and got a toy AK-47 for this bit and got some toy dynamite for this. Let Unc cook. Let Unc have some fun. He always does his camera switch, but it's angled too low, so he has to squat down to dance in frame. Why don't you... what else is this camera used for? For your dog? So thanks for the gift. All right. Let him have fun. He's having his fun. You know. Can't go to the club, but, you know. Oh, Myron. Oh, Myron. I rated him yesterday, and he saw someone gifted a sub. He's like, thanks for the gift of sub. SNEAKO Rapist? What are these names, bro? SNEAKO Rapist, did you have to be the first one to represent love speech as soon as... Anyway. All right. So I was looking at the Epstein files late last night, and it details a lot further, but I screenshotted one email that could summarize it a little bit better. Moha, thanks for the gifted sub. It says here, did I miss any donos? No. It says here, essentially, it goes on a long time. So Epstein is corresponding with someone about Trump.
He's a stream, I'm a Salafi Falastini plumber boy. Who's the real artist in it? Brown clown.
Okay, then cool, bro. Literally nobody cares about you in here, so no one asked. So he's corresponding with someone back and forth. Remember, Epstein called Trump one of the most evil people he's ever met, allegedly. In the emails, he's saying that Trump... And this is coming from Jeffrey Epstein. This is how evil Trump is. Epstein is shocked at how evil he is. And so he's saying he couldn't be the he is about Trump. Could be he doesn't want them there if a much bigger operation might put them in jeopardy. Reminder, he will take everyone down with him. If Trump feels the end is near, I always urge people not to corner a rat. They become extremely dangerous and unpredictable. This is Epstein saying, essentially, allegedly in my opinion, that if Trump were to be cornered like a rat, he would sell out even his own people. He would sell out his country to protect his reputation. You never corner a rat. They'll sell out anyone. They'll sell out their own mother, let alone young American troops. This is Epstein. This is years ago. This is in 2018. And towards the end, I mean, there were friends, clearly. He's a terrific guy. Epstein really seemed to hate him if you look through the emails. And you have to conceptualize, why is Epstein saying that he's that evil? Why? What is separating Trump from being more evil than anybody else who went on the island? He has dirt on so many people, and it's probably never going to be fully exposed, right? Is it blackmail? Well, let's think. Because I said, when Netanyahu visited Mar-a-Lago in D.C. right after the Epstein files were released, that he was doing this to apply pressure on the Trump administration to go to war with Iran, or else they were going to release all the files. I was vindicated. What makes Trump unique in his evil? I remembered.
She does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
One more time.
She does have a very nice figure. I've said that
If you ain't trying to fuck, you're dumb.
What, his daughter?
Does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
What do you think Epstein knows about Trump that makes him more evil than anybody else on the island?
If I weren't happily married, and you know, her father.
My daughter Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
By the way, your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this?
This is Howard Stern, a Jewish radio host, by the way. By the way, your daughter, great form.
Piece of ass. She looks more voluptuous.
Would you let Howard Stern, a Jewish radio host, talk to you on air about your daughter's great ass? Do you know any man who would allow that? I don't.
Truest than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. She does.
So I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. There's Melania. There's Trump and his daughter, who he's saying that if he wasn't her father, he'd be dating her. You want to know what I think? You want to know what I think is really in here? What could have possibly been so bad in the Epstein files that got Trump to go and sell out his own country to go to war with Iran over? What could have been that bad? There's a lot of evil things. There could have been stuff with the pizza, stuff with the jerky, stuff with children, spirit cooking, all this. But what separates him from the others? What would make Epstein single out Trump as the most evil one? Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think I need to spell it out. But the blackmail has to be that bad. Obviously, we know that Ivanka Trump converted to Judaism. She then married Jared Kushner, rich Jewish Zionist with a lot of pull in Israeli government. And soon after, Trump moved the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Jerusalem, the holy city where the third temple is, where Al-Aqsa Mosque is. And so we're going to watch some Professor Jang later today, but what is detailed about Frankism. Frankism is this evil ideology started by Jacob Frank, a Jewish man, where they believe in order to find divinity, in order to find God, because they don't really believe in God, but what makes people divine is their capability to sin. God can't sin, people can. And so Jacob Frank and Frankism is based off of the idea that you should sin as much as possible in order to separate yourself from God, because that's how you know more about yourself. Sinning is how you learn who you are. Sinning is how you find the divine aspect within you. This is Frankism. I don't believe this, obviously. And what was very common in Frankism, and what still is incest. Fathers sleeping with their daughters, because that is one of the most heinous evil acts you could possibly do. It's been done in pagan societies forever. Very common at the time of Egyptian paganism with the pharaohs. They know that doing these evil acts will help them. They believe that they will attach their souls to another realm where the most evil and powerful people in the world, the most powerful people, did these heinous acts because it separated them from the slave class. The regular people, the Goyim, they are never going to do things of this nature. And so powerful people need to disassociate from their own bodies. They need to remove themselves of empathy. They need to have multiple personality. They need to not have basic human empathy, or else they won't be able to do the evil things that they do. One of the most evil things you could do is incest with your daughter, incest in general. And what's funny now, especially when it comes to the Christian-Muslim alliance, they love to say...
Have you heard of Mordecai Vanunu, scientist Mossad tracked down after he exposed nukes?
No. Put TTS at $50. I don't need to go harp on this forever, but there's no other explanation to me about the dirt that Epstein has on Donald Trump. One more time so you don't forget this.
She does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
And so I'm supposed to believe Khomeini is the evil one. Obviously, he did kill people. Wasn't an example of a perfect leader. Obviously, no world leader on that scale is. There's going to be murder involved. There's going to be But you want to really sit here and tell me that Trump is the good guy? This is Khomeini, one of his last tweets. Well, this is 2022. He said, planting a tree is absolutely a religious revolutionary act. It's an 86-year-old man they assassinated. 86 years old. Obviously, he didn't have much more life to live, but you look at this and you look at Trump and you're like, who really is the good one in this situation? Makes you think. Yeah, I tweeted, if you're still getting tricked by Netanyahu and Pete Hegseth, then the Antichrist is going to eat you niggas up for breakfast. If you people are this, if you are still getting duped.
Fan gives money, said something. Because I'm just informing as a fan. Raged out. Not love though.
I don't know, like, you're having a schizo conversation and I don't care about you or what you're talking about, or I don't even know what this is. Okay, what do you, no one gives a fuck about what you're talking about. If you're still getting duped by Donald Trump after all this, after you campaigned on no new wars and then he went to war with Iran, the Antichrist is going to eat you niggas up for breakfast. The Dajjal is coming. This is what it's about. We're going to get into eschatology as the stream progresses. But if you are still believing these people are good, and you're still, you know, if you still have faith that this is the right side of history, when the Antichrist comes, oh, he's going to eat you niggas alive. Even though it's spelled out, and we're going to get into the eschatology so we can be aware of it when it happens. Maybe it's happening sooner than we think, or that it's speculated. But he's gonna sweep niggas up, bro. You understand that, right? Most people are gonna fall for him, even though it's spelled out directly exactly what he's gonna look like, what he's gonna do, how he's gonna act. Look at the way that they deceive to your face. That's why you need to stay ready, Christians and Muslims. Ben Shapiro. What did he say? And again, if you guys ever need to wonder what to think politically, just look at this little mole rat, kvetch and whine. Just look at the way his eyebrows angle at whatever he thinks is right. Just follow the opposite of it. Pretty good chance they're on the right side.
President Trump is the most courageous commander-in-chief in modern American history. There is no question about this. What he just did is the bravest move by a president of the United States of my lifetime, bar none, without a doubt. President Trump is the most courageous commander-in-chief in modern American history.
He's a good guy. He bombed the country that my daddy Netanyahu said needed to be bombed.
Good true colors shown. Love speech isn't earthing. It's kind of funny now.
Okay, it's incredible. This dude is incredible. It was funny. His name is Shapiro too.
You need to be courageous, and you're a good little guy when you get Americans to die. I will never fight, but all I'll do is just sit behind my stupid fucking laptop and beg for war. I want more war. War's good. Trump said no new wars, but when it's for Israel, I love war. More war. More war. War.
I saw Matt Walsh is starting to come around a little bit. Matt Walsh is saying, okay, they're saying this war in Iran is benefiting Israel. How does that benefit us? Matt Walsh, your platform did not help at all. In fact, you're taking money from the people that brought us into war. Matt Walsh, you say that you're an American nationalist and your intros there are flannel shirts and beard cream and all this, but you taking money from the people that are bringing our country into war is indirectly and arguably directly contributing to the death of American soldiers. You got blood in your hands. You didn't speak up against this. Whenever you were talking about other influences controlling America, you never mentioned Israel because you're a paid shill. You're like, oh, it's not about Israel. I'm not in favor of any country infiltrating the American government. Well, the truth is blatantly in our face. It's Israel. You never spoke up once. One, because you're afraid maybe the shekels were too good. Maybe you're compromised. Who cares? Who knows? But it's your fault too. These American lives, you need to remember, these soldiers that have died and will continue to die based off of Trump's new speech, the blood is on your hands. You did nothing to stop this. In fact, you covered it up. You doing your show every day, misdirecting people, getting people to talk about left and right and talk about transgenderism in 2026. That's on you. You should have used your platform to talk about how AIPAC, Israel, Jewish supremacists have infiltrated every single aspect of our country, and you didn't. You knew what was going on too. You ran cover for it. When Epstein happened, did you mention exactly who he worked for? Or did you just go around in circles, talk about Steve Bannon, and maybe insinuate that it was Russia? I don't know exactly. I don't watch your show. But you didn't implicate Israel. You didn't say the obvious. Was it a Qatar operation? Was it a Russian operation on Epstein Island? No, it was Israel. It was people like your boss. Your boss said that the Epstein files didn't exist. And then when they did, he said, don't look into it too much. Bad guy, bad. Get back to work, more. Get back to work, Matt. Matt, go. Talk about the transgenders. Well done. Well done. Can you sleep at night? I wouldn't be able to. Tweeted free Imran Khan. We need more unity in the Muslim world right now. And also I was tweeting about Turkey. So what's going to happen next if they do win against Iran? And Iran's doing, they're fighting back. They're exceeding my expectations for the beginning of this conflict. But the next target is Turkey. Although Turkey is allied in different ways, this is clearly their next target, right? They've destabilized most of the countries around the Middle East. The last real threat would be Turkey after Iran. But Iran does pose a much greater threat than Turkey. And so I want the people of Turkey to stay protected, and we have to pray for them. And we pray that you are successful in being on the right side of this and maintaining sanity, and not going too far into the fear-mongering right now at a very tumultuous time. Prayers for Turkey. I tweeted, the best geopolitical manual is the Quran. It is. People are wondering, how I'm able, SNEAKO, how are you able to predict this happening? SNEAKO, how did you know that the Epstein files being released? How did you know that this was about war in Iran? The best geopolitical manual, if you want to know, yes, it's important to read a lot of books. Reading is gay. No, it's not. You have to read a lot of books. You have to listen to lectures. You have to take notes, taking different sources. If you want to be able to analyze the world properly, you need to do a lot of reading. But the best manual is the Quran. The references in the Quran and what it prophesizes about the world and how the world operates, the best manual that has been right over and over again and will continue to be right over and over again is the Quran. If you understand the Quran properly, if you really study it, and you study the authentic hadith, you'll be able to understand everything that's going on in the world. It's all right there. It's all written for us 1,400 years ago. The Bible is a great example too, but look here, this Quran verse. I'm sure you guys know about the peacemakers. Listen to Netanyahu.
Here's the truth. Israel seeks peace. Israel yearns for peace. Israel has made peace and will make peace again.
في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا.
Let's read this. There is sickness in their hearts, and Allah only lets their sickness increase. They will suffer a painful punishment for their lies. When they are told, do not spread corruption in the land, they reply, we are only peacemakers. Indeed, it is they who are the corruptors, but they fail to perceive it. They claim to be the peacemakers while they spread corruption in the land. We're here to peace through war. What did Pete Hegseth, in charge of the Secretary of Defense, he changed the title. He changed his job title to Secretary of War. It was about self-defense, and literally, it's about unjustified aggression. Secretary of War. The Quran gets it right every time. Thank you for the, I don't know what currency this is. Try says, oh, you're Turkish? I am Turkish. Alliance with NATO is just only on paper. USA, Israel helped Kurdish separatist groups against us in 10 years. Sent thousands of weapons to North Syria. This is why we took over Syria. It wasn't USA. It was both against Iran and USA. CIA also made 2016 coup. I have to learn more about the recent history of Turkey. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it so much for the dono. I'm going to learn a lot more about that. I see in the chat you're saying Israel's attacking Lebanon. We're going to get into all that once I finish some of this social stuff. I'm going to probably do that only on Kick. Yeah, I tweeted Dajjal is coming. So that's it for the social events. Okay, I want to get, so Trump did another speech. I want to find the whole speech. Let's bring people over to Kick. I'm going to put the link in chat, kick.com/SNEAKO. A lot of the stuff I can't show. I can't show, war going on. I can't speak exactly how I want to speak, especially about eschatology, the end of the world, and Jewish supremacy on YouTube.
Wrong. The next target is Pakistan. Pakistan is the only country with nuclear power.
Could be Pakistan as well. Yeah. So go over to Kick. Come on over to YouTube. I just put the link in the chat, kick.com/SNEAKO. You guys know the deal. Come over right now. Appreciate it so much. Okay, cutting off YouTube. Let me make sure I don't make an error. Talking about